Hi, I'm going to tie now a bead head nymph like this one, but there is something which is quite interesting. I used the off bead, so in fact that will make from every hook a jig hook, because the bead is not, the hole in the bead is not in the center, and that is called MP 2404, and you can see all the detail in the book. And here on the bottom you can find all the tools. Here you can find all the components. And by the way, in that book you will find all the different patterns that I've been tying over 27 years approximately. So let's start. So you put the off bead first in that position, and then we are going to tie the tail. And as it is a nymph, I will use not the coq de Leon, which is quite stiff, but I do prefer N, which is much softer in the water. To split the tail, I'm going to use a little bit of floss, like this, that I will tie at the end, and then use one of those, you know, soft material, which is very good for nymph. But in order to keep the tail open in the V position, I use the floss to split. So you find the right amount you want to tie in like this, and then with your nail you split the tail this way. Okay. Now you see that maybe this one, and you can definitely cut it if you want. Okay, you go where you are going to finish the body, approximately there, and you can turn back with the excess of floss, then cut it. You see the bead is still there. So for the body I will use two different colors, what I call le jaune sale, dirty yellow, and olive. Quite nice to make the body out of it. So you can include those feather by the tip, like this. You rub until you are going to end the body, which is about there. And then with a special plier you can grab the two CDC in the same time, trim the excess, twist and wrap around the hook shank in order to have kind of a nice volume and shape, because as the stem of the CDC is very much conical, you get very quickly a nice conical shaped body. So then you stop it this way, you secure the feathers, and then you secure the thread. Now I can get rid of the excess, trim a little bit the body all around, like this. And now I have to stabilize the bead, so, but I want the bead being in that position, like this. And then I use a little bit of floss that I am going to put underneath in order to create the wing case. So I put it here. I put it in front as well. Okay, and I reverse everything on the back. So you have half on one side and half on the other side. Okay, and now I can fix definitely the bead that way. You see that the bead is on the top, and it will work that way. Now what I will incorporate is the legs, and for that I will use 2 of the beast color that I will incorporate in the magic tool this way. I trim the excess on both sides, transfer to the regular clip, and then trim off the stems. So this is what I do have. So now I flat a little bit the thread, use this tool in order to split the thread, and then I incorporate the alcohol substitute, which is going to make the legs a little twist the bobbin holder, and then keep the material on the back, and like a figure 8 you keep the floss on the back and you try to make like a figure 8 all around, then put all the barbs backwards, few wraps on front, and then you use the floss to make the wing case. So you bring all the barbs on the front like this, I mean the floss on the front, and you keep the legs on the back this way. Then few wraps to secure, and then you bend it on the way back, and then you trim the excess. Now you can finalize your head with the tying thread. And then you will use the finisher one time to make the final knot, and a second time like this. Okay, and that is almost done. So you see, it looks very strange because the bead is on the top, but in fact when you will fish it, you will fish it that way, because the bead is very heavy, so in fact it works like this in the water. So thank you for your attention.